All right, let's do our quick intro, kiddos. Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode of Cooking with Kirby, we're gonna be camping out and making up some breakfast. Today, we're gonna be making a steak picado. Now, picado, there's many different versions. I've seen it with ground beef. My family, they used to do it with just chopped up steak. So, I got about a pound of chuck steak. This was cut real thin. So I went ahead and gave that a chop. Now, what we're gonna be needing to put in there is I got half of a medium onion chopped up. This was actually a really large garlic, so that's just only one. If they're kind of small or medium, probably about 2 garlics. I got about a quarter of an Anaheim pepper. You can use any spicy chili of your choice. I got 1 Roma tomato and a half of a sweet bell pepper, and with a little bit of cilantro just chopped up right there on top. Now, other than just salt and pepper, we're gonna be needing a can of tomato sauce. That's it. So for sides for this, I'd probably suggest some refried beans, some corn tortillas, and that's pretty much it. So I got some fire heating up, so let's get to cooking. Let's go ahead and add some charcoal into our little Smokey Joe. Okay, you want to go ahead and spread out your coals. You want to put just a little bit right here in the middle because that's where your pan's going to be at. All right, now we'll go ahead and put in our little tiny grate. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our cast iron skillet. Now the veggies, if it doesn't fit in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be actually putting the rest of those veggies in the beans. I'll add just a tad bit of oil. Now that it's starting to heat up, go ahead and spread around that oil. All right, so you want to take your wooden spoon, see a little sizzle, depending on how rapid it is, it'll depend on how hot the temp is. I think we'll call it good. So we're gonna go ahead and take our beef. Okay, go ahead and spread this out. All we're gonna do is hit with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit with a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. This is a mixture of white peppercorn and black peppercorn. All right, so we're gonna give this beef a couple minutes. If you try to move it right now, it's gonna feel like it's sticking, but once it's cooked, it'll actually move around. So just let it do its thing. Cooking with cast iron is something you gotta learn. Been a couple minutes. Go ahead and give everything a mix. Go ahead and start browning that other side of the beef. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add in the garlic. I want that garlic flavor to get into that beef. If you get a couple onions in there, it ain't gonna bother it. You're gonna mix all this stuff together anyways. Okay, we're gonna let this beef finish sauteing now that we got our garlic in there. I did taste a piece of one of those pieces of meat, and I actually do need a little bit of seasoning. Season to taste, that's what I always say. My taste buds might be a little more different than yours. Now, after a couple minutes and we browned up all sides of our beef, now we're gonna go ahead and add in our onions. Like I said, if it's overcrowded, but I do want to get that the spicy pepper in there. Add a little bit of tomatoes there. Let's see how we're looking depending on how much we got right here. Yeah, that should be good. Let's see, let's go ahead and add some of that cilantro though. And we'll add in some bell pepper. Now the remainder of the ingredients, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw in my refried beans. It's not a whole lot. I actually add a little bit more tomato. So we're gonna just stir this in. We're gonna let those veggies saute. That's gonna be another couple minutes. Just let this do its thing. Once you start seeing those tomatoes just get nice and just soft, and then the translucent onions and the soft bell peppers, then we'll just go ahead and add everything else to it. All we have left is just a tomato sauce. It's looking good. Just give it a stir. Like I said, just let it do its thing until those veggies cook down. But it's looking good, smells good. Oh yeah, all those fresh ingredients. Now over here on the Blackstone, I got that heating up. I'm gonna be heating up the refried beans. I'm just adding in the remainder ingredients of what we put in here, in there, and then with the fresh salsa, corn tortillas, and maybe a fried up egg. Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add in our tomato sauce. Let's go ahead and mix all that together. Okay, so we're gonna just let this simmer down for a little bit. Right now is a good point if you want to check for seasoning. If you feel it needs more seasoning, right now is the time. As my little helper here brings me the spoon. Thank you, my little love. Actually, that's perfect on seasoning. But like I said, if you feel it needs a little bit more, go ahead and add it. But where we're at right now, that's actually pretty good. So we're gonna just give this a couple minutes. That way it can just thicken up on us. And then we'll plate it up. All right, after a couple minutes, I think this is ready, y'all. Yeah, that looks good. All right, well, I'm about to throw on the beans right now. That's really quick, so let me show you guys what this looks like. Look at that. Now, when I eat this, I love to get the tortilla. Let's get a nice big piece. But then you get a little bit of that beans with that steak picado that we just made. Cheers, y'all. Perfect. You gotta try this recipe. It's really, really good. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. I have these recipes. They're really good. Just try them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.